All right, so I'm ready for planting. It has been rainy and drizzly, misty for the last 2 days, or day and a half, and just now the sun has come out, which has made the greenhouse quite a bit hotter. So just to reiterate, the road goes up on an angle. I'm going to have a grassy area here. I think for this illustration, or for this particular planting, it's best that I have the rock in place where it's going to be. I cheated a little and drew on the pot so I can line it up better, and that's about it. Having a removable rock will make this thing a lot easier to carry around, but no matter what, it's going to be heavy as hell. So that's what I'm getting myself into. I hope you'll join me. I'm going to take the rock out and put a base layer of soil in and get it kind of at least under the rock. This is my standard soil mix, but I had a bag of what was sold to me as medium grain akadama, which is ridiculous. I would imagine medium grain to be something this size or maybe slightly larger, but it's all these large, very soft, very inferior akadama. I don't remember where I got it. It was a small bag, but I threw it in my mix, and just so I wouldn't waste it, and it's going in. Now on this side, I have to push it under into my tunnels so that there's no voids. And what I can't get in from this side, I'll push in from the other side. There we go. So this should be a pretty good mix. It has some fir bark in it. It's got that akadama that I talked about, which did not perform well when I used it once before, which is why most of it was still in the bag. But I'm not someone who believes in waste. I also don't know what I'm doing in this area in terms of planting. So I have it on the turntable to make it easier to maneuver. I'll try and push more of the soil underneath from that side as I can. I'm not going to be able to do much from that side. Let me get some more soil in. I have a lot mixed up. This pot's going to need it. This has all been sifted for fine particles, but as you know, this stuff still throws up some dust, so I could have a mask on, but I'm far enough away and I have all of the windows open that I can. I'm going to get the fan going. Hope it's not too loud. And as I said, I don't know what I'm planting here yet, so I'm just leaving it low. It may end up being muck and grass or moss anyway. I don't care if there's pebbles in there. I just don't want them impeding the rock placement. It's going to be low. I'm going to have some topography happening starting at the road. Okay, so that defines the muck area pretty much. The tree line will be here. Maybe incorporating this big rock, I don't know. We shall see. Okay, it's pretty steady. Just going to miss this area. I'm going to have to get around the other side too at some point. So let me finish getting the base layer out. All right, so unless I move the camera somewhere else, this is going to be very difficult. Let me think about that. All right, so this is my biggest tree. And I'm going to want it here. Now remember, the tree line is on an angle like this, so the taller trees can go all the way around this. So maybe I even want this further front. So I got some soil right here. I'll just mound it up right there. Arrange the roots as radially as possible. And I don't know how many times I'll be into prune roots on a planting like this. I mean, there has to be a good reason to do it. I just want to get the trees kind of placed and secure, pulling up slightly as I put more soil around it to kind of force the roots down, meaning pointing in a downward direction. These are somewhat secure. I may even want it a little higher. And remember, I can get a little bit more height at the rock, so I better place that where it wants to go. Oops. Not quite touching the road. It's firmly on those 3 pedestals. I'll come back and check the trees for level. I want them all nicely level. The next tallest is this one. Hopefully I still have them arranged properly. And this has a little bit of a deeper root base. This one I didn't love, but let's see. What do I want? They all had problems. All the roots had problems. This one's slightly higher. I think I'm gonna excavate a bit. Look, you're chewing on a pebble. Remembering there's no real front to this. At least that's my intention. The first watering is going to be fun because I don't have anything under here to catch the drips. I'm probably going to have to put some rocks on the surface for a while because I'm not securing these in. I just have that fear about the trees aging in the pot and me forgetting there's wire around it. Yeah, this tree has one side that's kind of designed for being next to this rock. It's a little flat on that side. Okay, let me mound that up under there. A little higher. I'm not married to the height on any of these trees, by the way. I might be, depending on what grows and what doesn't grow, I'm probably going to be pruning some back. And it's tailor-made to go between these trees, because that's the way the root system seems to be going. And make a little more of a trough for it there. Oh, this is the one that had the mohawk roots, or roots, flat roots on one plane. I don't know why I called it mohawk. I guess I do. So if I can eke out a spot right here, I'm starting to come downhill. I think that's the height I want. This road, by the way, is HO scale, which is 1 to 87. So any accessories that I end up putting on here should be that scale. For a 2-lane road, 2-lane country road, somewhere where larches grow, which isn't around here. I don't know why. I'm not concerned about tree fronts. I think they'll all look fine from every angle. I'm going to want to put this somewhere and leave it in that place for a very long time. And it can't be outside just yet. Not that these trees couldn't take the cold or anything like that. I'm just afraid of the wind until they establish themselves. And Nigel, if you're watching this, how long will that be? I have no idea. These are my first and only larches. My only other experience with larches is watching all of you people out there who have successfully put together a larch forest or have individual larch trees. There's some in my club, but they are specimens. They're not forest plantings. Closer to the tree line. Now, as I do this, I begin to doubt whether or not it's achieving the desired topography effect. And whether I got these packed closely enough to one another. And whether I'm ruining it every time I touch it. And whether these trees are going to work with HO scale. You know, when you see little trees on an HO scale railway, they're tiny. So these are going to be towering trees compared to everything around it. Will I pull that off? Okay, last tree. It's got to go here. This one's downright scrawny. All right, let me start packing this in and see if I can't get them straight and more secure. Then I'll start worrying about whether or not I'm achieving my goal, which may not be achievable. Well, my goal was to have a larch landscape, and this most definitely is that. Just feel a little bit more secure. I have not yet figured out what I'm going to do on the road surface. So it may stay like this for a little while until I do figure that out. Let an inverse taper on this one. And more root exposed than I'm comfortable with. Get some small pieces on there. How straight are we? Not very. They smell really good. I do think this is going to be a nice planting. I'm going to place it where it's going to be for a little while so I can get it watered. I'm going to try and lift it with this rock in place before I put more stones on it. I think I want to put it where it's going to be and get it watered. Let me get this moved and we'll go ahead and water it. All right, first watering. I don't know if you agree with me or not, but I think that the scale of these trees related to the cars is off. And once again, I will be trimming the height of these trees as soon as I'm sure they've survived this. And why shouldn't they survive, right? Okay, I'll come back again in a little while and water again. Make sure everything soaks up all this water. Hopefully you like it, and I'll make some pruning decisions soon. I will muck this up pretty soon and kind of see how I want that tree line to look. Might use one of my little baby trees if they're rooted. I don't have to do that today, but there you have it, my larch forest landscape. Hope it grows nicely, and I hope I don't kill myself moving it around. Okay, trying to get some topography going. It's hard to see. This is built up here. I have it built up a little bit against the rock. I have it built up here and built down here. So I want this to be a valley in the pot leading up to this, and not making sense of this scale yet because I haven't made sense of it yet, but to provide a base for muck to go down and take a nice contour and have grass growing on it. Grass meaning moss meant to look like grass. Okay. Just taking the big pieces off the top, put some gloves on, and I'm going to muck this section up. The stones are only going to be there for a while. I'll get my son-in-law to help me lift this if I feel like putting it outside one day. It is heavy. Yes, I could take the stones off, but they're there for a reason. This big one is removable. But I'm trying to create a muck boundary for it so it'll go right back. You know, when I take the rock out, nothing will move underneath it. You know what I mean? All right, I'm just gonna periodically put the camera on this so you can see what I'm doing. Right now, this is the boring work, but if you're like me, this is kind of like blood coursing through your veins. I didn't like the look of this right away, so I'm gonna futz around with it a little bit until I like the look of it. All right, that's got a believable contour that if you're a little person, like someone who's driving one of those cars, those little 1/87th scale cars, you might be invited up into the woods. And be able to walk this. All right, so that, you know, reiterates the point of relative scale. And every time I think about relative scale, I just keep thinking, well, whoever gets it right knows what they're talking about, and getting it right is just a matter of taste. Okay, I'm going to want to maintain this, so that the only way to do that is with the muck. So I guess I better get started on that. Yeah, this is nice. That might be nice. I'm going to try and get a drone's perspective. Very difficult to do with my iPhone. I want you to be able to see the elevations. But you really can't unless you're walking around it. The stones, you know, will come away. This is only the little hills and rills. That make up the shoulder of the road. There will be a little shoulder and 2 lanes. This looks very much like the kind of rocks or outcroppings that I would have seen my whole life. All right, I'm going to plant a little bit more moss closer to the road. I'll use something to keep it from getting all over the road. And that's it for my, I don't know, my Larch Forest road trip. Is that what I want to call it? Yeah, that's a good name. So, I don't know if you can see me in this, but this is my Larch Forest road trip. Nobody challenged me to do it. I'm just doing it. So, you want to see the progress of this? If you have not already subscribed to my channel, please do. I still have to make this look more like a road. I still have to put guardrails up because that's what I would see on a country road. And I can't wait to take the rocks off of the planting. A, because I won't be able to move it, and B, because I can't wait to take the rocks off the planting. I may do some other muck work around here or anything I need to do to keep it from eroding. This will be an outdoor show all the time. Maybe it will come in here in the greenhouse in the wintertime. I'm already thinking I need to put a drain right there, straight through to the bottom or out the bottom. Maybe I'll line it with some copper tubing, which I have. But water will collect right here in a rainstorm. I won't water it that way. I'm going to mist this and only water the top, but you know how it goes. So thank you for watching along and keeping me company with Luca in our backyard.